Alright, so welcome back to the A to Z challenge. Now I am filming indoors because the wind's gotten a little bit high. And for those of you wondering, yes, there are some cool cars in the background. No, we're not going to take a view of them. There are just interesting cars all over the place, including, of course, well, the race car's not in the shop right now. It's out being raced. It's what you do with race cars. So we're all the way up to S for submission. So, submission. Submission is a whole different level of hell compared to queries. And I say that, and I know that does offend some people's ears, and I am sorry, but it'll drive you insane to be on submission. It's a whole different level of crazy. Now, when you were doing things like your querying, what happened with submissions is that in querying, if somebody said no, it's like, oh, okay, well, no. With submissions, if you have submitted, for instance, to, let's just say Penguin, as a for instance, and they've requested your full, and you did the happy dance because, woohoo, they requested your full. When it comes back a no, that's a no, forever. That book doesn't go back to them, period. It's done. C'est finite. Done. So when that no comes back, it's really hard. And at any second, your email could either have, yes, we'd like to buy your book, or, nope. Now, we already have this from regular querying. That's you get quite a good start on it there. But with submissions, it's just a whole different level of pain, and it hurts really a lot. So, I'm gonna have to just say, be careful out there. It's harder on you than you think it's gonna be, which is crazy because querying was really crazy hard, right? So submission is really, 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 really crazy. And it's no different if you're all alone when you're on submission or if you're with an agent when you're on submission, because one way or another you're on that brink all the time. If you're with an agent and you're on submission, you're going through a lot more editors at a time than if you're all alone and on submission, because many publishers won't even consider something that is being simultaneously submitted to other marketplaces. So once you have a whole bunch of markets or a bunch of manuscripts, you can submit to multiple markets with different manuscripts. But otherwise, no, you're going to go one at a time. And sometimes this can take a really long time. I had a manuscript on submission for 1.5 years. And of course it came back with a no. Which, why would you do it any other way, right? On the other hand, I did have a submission that was out for a month, and at the end of a month it came back with a, oh yes, very much so, we want this. So it's a pretty crazy place to be in, and the time frames are wild. They're all over the place. I've heard of afternoons. I've heard of 2 years. I've heard of 3 and 5 years. No way to know. Submissions are crazy, and it's even harder than you thought. It's harder than querying, and I know that sounds impossible. But the emotions are different because it feels like you're playing for keeps. Because you are. Right. Well, I should take a, here, let me give you a peek at the pretty car. Yeah. There it is. Oh, I can't move right. There it is. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty car, isn't it? Right? Yeah. The dogs are nice too, of course. Alright. We'll be back next time. See you tomorrow.